Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy JD. I hope you've all had a great end to your week. It is Friday, which means only one thing. The weekend is obviously upon us, and I truly hope every single one of you have got something exciting planned for this upcoming weekend. As I said in a video yesterday, just a general reminder, we are on the road to 50k. We're on 45k right now, absolutely insane number, and I can't thank you guys enough. So if anybody who's watching right now and isn't subscribed, if you could, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. I know we can hit 50k in absolutely no time whatsoever. You guys love supporting this channel, and again, I can't thank you enough. But moving on to today's story, we're going to be talking about a situation coming from Philadelphia. A mass shooting took place on Monday. Unfortunately, 5 people lost their lives and 2 kids were injured. A very tragic story, and you know, you never want to hear of anybody losing their lives in this way. However, the identity of this shooter has become a big talking point, as I'm sure many of you have seen by the thumbnail, and if you're keeping up to date with this story, you've seen many others speak about it. Allegedly, this shooter is a BLM trans activist. Now, already me just saying that gives the mainstream media a hard job to do, right? Because they can't report on this maybe in the way they would like to. For example, if this was a white straight male, we all know it would be absolutely everywhere. Conveniently, because it's not many people have actually heard about this story, you know, and we all know why they plaster it everywhere if it is a white straight male, so they can further push, oh, it's conservatives' fault, Republicans' fault, and push the agenda of taking people's guns away. Now, obviously, as somebody who lives in England, a British dude, me speaking about America's gun laws is not something I really like to do because, you know, it's not my country. But I truly feel, and this is how I feel, I truly think it is not the gun's fault, right? The guns one day don't decide to get up and shoot somebody. It is the person behind the gun. And what's the issue there? Well, we need to start asking the questions. Okay, mental health issues. We need to start asking those questions. Mental health is on the rise absolutely everywhere. Not only in America, England, but across the world. That's what we need to start doing. But the solution, apparently, to Democrats, liberals, and progressives is to take the guns away. That's not going to fix people's mental health issues, is it? You taking the guns away is just not going to snap them out of it because they'll resort to something else. For example, in this country, mental health issues are very high and our gun laws are very strict. Interestingly, still from time to time, you get people being shot. But our knife crime is through the roof. You can literally search right now, do it now or after this video, London stabbing, and there will be a report from maybe a few hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago. That's an issue we don't address. We don't address why that's happening, the mental health issues surrounding that. Just maybe because, I don't know, our London mayor would prefer to be at pride events giving speeches. But then, addressing those issues, right, helping the average person, does that benefit these people in high positions? Absolutely not. It doesn't benefit them to help people's mental health issues. We all know this. Some people benefit from certain situations going on. And especially with this case today, we need to start asking why this has happened. We need to start talking about the mental health issues surrounding this person. The news won't, the mainstream media won't, that's left up to us, right? The average person. And that will always be the case. Now, just to give a little bit more context surrounding this whole thing, if you haven't heard about it, here is a news clip describing what went down, the situation, and some of the details surrounding it. Take a listen.
Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner is calling the mass shooting random, premeditated, and deliberate. Jeff, what else are you learning?
Well, not only did Larry Krasner and his prosecutors say that the alleged shooter in this case was acting more and more agitated in the days leading up to the alleged attack, but that he was seen in the house wearing a bulletproof vest and in his hands the gun alleged to have been used Monday night. In the Salt and Light Church of Southwest Philadelphia, the sisters of 31-year-old Joseph Wama speak of their brother, slain Monday in the mass killing in King Sessing that shocked this violence-weary city. One sister speaking directly to the accused killer.
You shot yourself, Jasmine. Just try to calm down. I know it's hard. We
I had
know.
Nothing but anger. It's nothing but anger. I'm sorry. You killed the wrong person.
The gathering in the church was called by DA Larry Krasner, whose prosecutors say a search of accused killer Kimbrady Carriker's home turned up live rounds of ammunition matching the weapon he's alleged to have used in the slaughter, killing 5. Along with a handgun, they found a will written on June 23rd, but would not speak on its contents. They did say the 40-year-old's housemates believe he was unraveling in the days before the shooting.
I believe they thought he was getting more and more agitated as the days were passing. And their way of dealing with it was just to avoid it and not interfere with him, even though they all lived in the same house.
Investigators say the housemates report Carriker would walk around wearing a bulletproof vest and carry the AR-15 military-style weapon he's believed to have used in the rampage. Investigators say he posted threats on social media, and although identifying as male, has been pictured wearing women's clothing, prompting threats aimed at trans women.
They are not killers. They are the most vulnerable to violence. They want to live their lives, and they have every right to do so.
The DA says the investigation is ongoing as Carriker is charged and the families mourn.
So yeah, this is clearly putting the mainstream media in a state of limbo because this is a person of color and allegedly they could be trans as well. Now, I just want to say, if we were also in that house, right, as those housemates were, and there was somebody walking around in a bulletproof vest and was getting very agitated, I don't think we would let that slide, would we? We would report it. So that's very interesting there. But it is clear, more than anything, this person wasn't in a great mental state. And again, we need to start asking why. Why are they not in a great mental state? Could it be for X, Y, Z? But because people are labeling this person for what they see, right, just from the visual identity of this person, apparently that's extremely hateful and offensive, and nobody should be doing that. Very hypocritical, right? Vice News have put out this article, and I know I've just said Vice News, so anything reported by this company, take it with a grain of salt, but Vice News go on to say this: the far right is already using the Philadelphia shooting to smear trans people. There's no evidence the suspect was trans, and he posted repeatedly about his pro-gun stance and his support for former President Donald Trump. So yeah, allegedly this person posted his support for Trump on his Facebook, his pro-gun stance. However, interestingly, they also posted about BLM, activism, etc., etc. So something isn't adding up there and something dodgy is going on. That's just my opinion anyway. Even before law enforcement officials named the suspect as kimbrady carriker on Wednesday morning, Republican lawmakers and members of the far right were falsely claiming the suspect is transgender and are using this as part of their broader attack on the LGBTQ+ community. The suspect is a 40-year-old IT professional who lives in the neighborhood. On his now deleted Facebook page reviewed by Vice News, he posted repeatedly about his Second Amendment rights, his pro-gun stance, his support for President Donald Trump, and his disdain for President Joe Biden. But members of the far right have jumped on a handful of pictures posted on the account 3 months ago that show the suspect with long braided hair and wearing women's clothing. These images were enough for Georgia Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene to conclusively state another trans shooter, citing an article published in the far right conspiracy blog, The Post-Millennial. I just want to interject there. I think we can all agree The Post-Millennial isn't a far right conspiracy blog. I don't think they've done a lot of self-reflection there, because obviously the state of Vice News is a lot worse. Beyond the pictures posted to the suspect's Facebook account, there is no available evidence to suggest that they are transgender. Members of the far right also jumped on a single image of a clenched fist on the subject's Facebook page to claim the suspect has been identified as a trans/BLM activist, even though there is no evidence beyond the single picture to suggest they were an activist. And this is where the hypocrisy from Vice really comes in, okay? Because if this was a white person, they would be smearing, in their words, they use the word smear, they would be smearing every single white person, would they not? And the white supremacy headlines would be all over the news, especially on Vice News. And then if they took a look at their social media page and there were posts alluding to them being a white supremacist, which they could be, right? It would be go time in the media. And they should call that out. But if somebody's posting BLM pictures, and then you say, well, that's not enough evidence to suggest they're a BLM activist, that doesn't really make any sense, is it? You're showing everybody it's one rule for one person, one rule for somebody else. The visual identity of this person doesn't benefit the mainstream media, the liberal media. They can't report on it on how they would like to report on it. We all know how they would like to report on it. And apparently calling somebody for what you see, you see this person, you would think they're trans. Apparently that is now bad. In this case, only this case, because a crime has been committed, right? But 99.9% of the time, everybody in the world has to do it. The liberal movement is clearly deeply upset. They can't use this to their benefit. But again, the questions need to be asked surrounding this person's mental state, their mental health. Why were they acting in this way? Is it because of X, Y, Z? That's what we really need to be asking. There could be many reasons as to why they could not be in a mental state, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this. But instead of that, the mainstream media won't even address it, and it's left to us, as I keep saying, to ask that question. Why are they acting in this way? The mainstream media only use it for political propaganda. They don't want to get to the root cause of it all. But then again, it has always been like that, hasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? But that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say, I didn't say at the beginning, but I want to say now, my thoughts and prayers are with the family members, friends involved with this situation. It must be a very tough time, and again, you know, it's a very tragic story. You never want to see anybody losing their lives in this way. Leave your thoughts down below on this story, ladies and gentlemen. I'd be interested to see how you guys feel about all of this. If you have enjoyed, please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'm out. Peace.